a good time to be scared at the movies in 2020. Talk about reboots of fan favorites, sequels to decades-old classics, or brand new fare by ambitious young filmmakers. 2019 was big on terror for the big screen, thanks to everything from Midsummer to Annabelle Comes Home, from Us to It Chapter 2, and no slowing down, and neither do the scares for 2020 on the horizon. Classic ghost stories, long-awaited sequels, reboots, and new releases will kick off in a big way in the next decade from the Scare Factory. Writer and producer Jordan Peele's buzzed about sequel to Candyman, the first of 2 sequels to 2018's Halloween, the 3rd film in the Conjuring series, and much more is on the showcases. Could we finally see the New Mutants in 2020? Well, we can dream, right? Don't go anywhere, so we can give you a glimpse of what's to come for the biggest horror movie releases of 2020. A Quiet Place 2. A Quiet Place was one of the most successful and acclaimed genre films of 2018. This story, in a post-apocalyptic world, a family is trying to survive filled with monsters who hunt by sound. Didn't take long for talks of a sequel to emerge after it hit big with audiences. Newly armed with a way to fight back, the Abbotts will meet more survivors in the form of new cast members, Brian Tyree Henry and Cillian Murphy. Will a 3rd installment follow? We'll have to wait and see. John Krasinski will return to both write and direct the 2nd installment in the franchise, while his wife, Emily Blunt, will also return to star. We know it will follow the surviving members of the Abbott family, now led by Blunt's Evelyn, as they continue to try and survive together after learning a trick to defeating the creatures at the end of the first film. It was originally scheduled to sneak into theaters on March 20th, but was hit with a last-minute delay due to concerns surrounding the coronavirus pandemic. It's now expected we'll have to wait sometime before the end of the year. Well, alright. We'll just keep quiet until December. The New Mutants. The X-Men film franchise was closed by Dark Phoenix out of the main story of Fox's long running in 2019. Not been the final Marvel-based film produced under the Fox banner, the honor belongs to The New Mutants, a horror spin-off based on the Marvel Comics mutant team of the same name. Director Josh Boone's film will take a decidedly darker approach to the X-Men mythos, focusing on a group of younger mutants, including Wolfsbane, played by Maisie Williams, Magique, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, Cannonball, played by Charlie Heaton, and more. Delays and more delays overshadowed The New Mutants' release date as a film. Originally, it was supposed to land in theaters in April of 2018. It was then pushed back to February of 2019. And then the release was pushed again to later in 2019 after reports of impending reshoots. Those continued delays, plus Disney's purchase of Fox assets, including the film rights to the X-Men, put the film's future in jeopardy, and by the spring of 2019 there were reports that the film could be indefinitely shelved. Damn. But a light came across when the new release date for the film was now April 3rd, 2020. But, yeah, that's right. Coronavirus mutated again to become the New Mutant until August 28th of 2020, which, at least for now, is the official scheduled release. Okay, don't mutate and don't move. We still have more. Spiral, from the Book of Saw. For a long time, we weren't even entirely sure what to call the film when it was announced in 2019 that Chris Rock would be working on the 9th entry in the long-running booby-trap-laden horror series of the Saw franchise. In February 2020, when the first trailer for Spiral from the Book of Saw finally emerged, everything became much clearer, giving us a pretty evident picture of what looks like a very intriguing return to the world of Saw. While the film is not a direct sequel to the last entry in the franchise, Jigsaw, it's clearly framed as part of the same continuity in which all the other films fit. As Detective Zeke Banks, Rock provided the story for the film, who's out on the job with his new partner played by Max Minghella, when he gets a call about an officer down. As his investigation deepens, Banks finds that someone is targeting cops as part of an elaborate and dangerous game. The first teaser trailer for the film is full of little knowing winks and nods in the direction of past Saw films, including that infamous hacksaw from the very first film. And while it does look funny, it also looks like Rock is diving right into the horror of it all. Spiral arrives in theaters May 21st, 2021 because, well, you know why. Candyman 2020. One of the most compelling horror storytellers today is Jordan Peele, so when it was announced in 2018 that he and his Monkey Paw Productions would be taking on a reboot of Candyman, fans got excited. Producer and co-writer on the new film described it as a kind of spiritual sequel to the 1992 slasher classic, and directed by rising star Nia DaCosta, also known for directing Little Woods. Anthony, played by Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, is an artist who's moved into the neighborhood near the old Cabrini Green housing, where Candyman once stalked, and becomes fascinated by the urban legend of the Candyman, and he sets out to craft a new art project to spread awareness of the legend as a local folklore. But he doesn't know that Candyman is very real, and the legendary killer is finding his way back into the world through Anthony. The first trailer, released in late February of 2020, works on the idea that Candyman is still a powerful legend, just waiting for the right storyteller to coax him back out. And it's very effective in using the actual imagery of the title character. Hopefully the buzz on this one will be as loud as a swarm of bees. Candyman was scheduled for June 12, 2020, but once again moved to September 25th. The Purge 5. An alternate United States where all crime is legal for one night each year. The Purge has become a horror franchise that relies on a simple but immediately compelling hook. You can kill legally. It might not seem like something that could hook us for multiple films, but since its debut in 2013, The Purge has become one of the most successful horror franchises of the last decade, spawning 4 feature films and a TV series, and building its mythology as it goes. Set for possibly 2020, we're going to get the 5th and final delivery in the film series, which will be written by franchise creator James DeMonico. It seems likely the new film will return to the aftermath of the Purge election year, which ended with an election that could spell the end of Purge Night. So, gear up for the final Purge. We'll find out soon enough. The Purge 5 is set to hit theaters July 10th, 2020.
Hope we can make it. The Conjuring 3.
The Conjuring, a relatively small-scale horror film about a pair of real-life paranormal investigators, Ed and Lorraine Warren, played in the films by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, who helped a family battle the evil in their haunted new home, blew up at the box office in 2013. In just 6 years following the original, The Conjuring spawned 1 direct sequel and 5 spin-off films, 3 of which center around the haunted doll known as Annabelle. The Conjuring universe has become a horror juggernaut for the 2010s, and in 2020, the 3rd film in the main series will finally arrive on the big screen. The Conjuring 3, which will feature the return of Wilson and Farmiga as the Warrens and will be directed by Michael Chavez, who directed The Curse of La Llorona, will veer away from the haunted house format offered in the first 2 films, and according to franchise producer James Wan, will include a story that features the first time in America's history where the defendant used possessions as a reason and not an excuse. Hopefully we'll know more soon, because The Conjuring 3 will be terrifying audiences on September 11th, 2020. Let's keep on jumping from our seats in 2020. And if there are any movies that you think we missed that you're looking forward to this year, put them in the comments below, and make sure you hit like and subscribe to Patrol Clip.
Until next time.